Okay, thanks, Mark. There it is.
Thanks, Linus.
We're recording. All right, so everyone's had a few extra seconds to think about their answer, their answer to the question. So let's start with Jackie.
Oh, well, I'm Jackie Carter with the Community Resource and Vision Center. I'm the SPIN coordinator, and my one meal would be pizza. I mean, it's kind of like an all-around food. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, Linus, you're up.
I am Linus Jelinek, and I'm the executive director of the Community Resource and Vision Center. And my all-time favorite meal would be tacos.
Okay, good answer. Mackenzie.
I am Mackenzie. I'm with Early Head Start, and I'm a family consultant there. I'm brand new, so I'm just kind of trying to get the hang of things. My favorite, I think I would do like a chicken quesadilla, some kind of quesadilla. So you can put a lot of different things in there.
Like it. I like it. Solid answer. Kristen.
I am Kristen Moody with Mountain States Early Head Start. And I would have to say pasta, because you can make that really versatile in many different ways.
Awesome. Lisa.
I'm Lisa Donaldson. I'm with Family Promise of North Idaho. I'm the family service coordinator, and I didn't even have to think about it. It's tacos.
That's 2 for tacos. Okay. Carrie.
Good morning. I'm Carrie Cedarquist. I'm the Community Impact Director for United Way of North Idaho. And I am so hungry just thinking about it. But I'm really liking the taco train. I'm gonna hop on that one.
Okay.
I don't think my favorite snack, which is, don't gag anybody, it's pickles and cheese together. It's like my favorite thing. I don't think that would sustain me for very long.
Pickles and cheese. Okay.
Weird.
Donna. Oops, you're on mute.
Duh. Donna Brunder, St. Vincent de Paul Community Outreach and Grants. And my food would be a Beyond Beef burger.
Oh, okay.
I can eat that lots of different ways, 7 days a week.
I like it. MJ.
Hi, my name is Margarita Jennings. I go by MJ, and I'm the student case manager here at North Idaho College. I'm Hispanic, so I think I need to say tacos.
Got it. Tacos is a good answer. Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hensel. I'm with the Community Resource and Vision Center. I am the lead resource specialist and volunteer connect coordinator. And I'm gonna have to mix it up. I like Japanese food, so I'm gonna say yakisoba.
Ah, nice. Bev.
Hi, I'm Bev Moss. I'm the board president for CDA. And if it were sustainable, I would really like to do anything shrimp for the rest of my life. But I don't know, I think I'd have a hard time with that with the environment. So there's gotta be a second choice in there.
Shrimp is good. William.
I'm Will. I am the new workforce consultant with Job Corps at NIC. And our case manager sent this invite to me, so I jumped on. I hope it's okay.
Nice. Absolutely.
Chicken wings. The hotter, the better. Probably not every day, but I would if I could.
Awesome. Vicky.
She said chips and salsa in the chat. She's still on the call.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
Chips and salsa. Huh.
And wait, Katie Comstock's just coming in.
Okay. While she comes in, Mark Tucker, go ahead. Sorry.
Mark Tucker, Executive Director, United Way of North Idaho. And I know I would regret this after a while, but I'm going to say salmon. It's great in eggs. It's great for dinner.
Nice. Hi, Katie. Good morning. We are doing introductions, so it would be great for an introduction from you. So your role, your agency, and then the get to know each other question this morning is, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wonderful. I'm Katie Comstock. I'm the executive director at Love Inc. Love in the Name of Christ. And the first thing that popped in my mind is I probably would not be a good choice, but
We missed it. It was a little bit, hard to hear that. If you want, you can throw the answer in the chat too, and we'll read that. Did I miss anybody? Okay, great.
You, Chris, you forgot what your favorite.
Ah.
was.
Chris Kime, a United Way board member and chair of the Alice Task Force, worked for Advanced Benefits here in Coeur d'Alene. And my food, I'd have to go with pizza too. I mean, it's great hot, it's great cold, it's great the next day, you know. I think you could make a compelling argument, and I think I just recently saw a commercial that is pizza really a taco, or is pizza pizza? Because you can fold it, and anyway, so I'm going pizza. Awesome. All righty, so for our featured presentation this morning, we have Linus, who's joining us from the Community Resource and Vision Center up in Sandpoint, and she's talking about the Urgent Housing Task Force this morning. So Linus, I will let you take it from here. I think you've got some slides to share, so you're going to share your screen. That's awesome. And I'm sure you can do a better job of kind of teeing up this presentation than I can. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Linus.
Thank you. Okay, let me get my slideshow up. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick, really brief overview of how we got here. So this is our COVID reset. Jackie and I, after, like a lot of people, we lost volunteers, we had to downsize with staff. And so it was Jackie and I held the fort down for most of 2020. And so I couldn't have taken these steps without her advice, her counsel, research. We together did this. So we became a HUD Envision Center, like St. Vincent de Paul's. In fact, I think we're the only two in Idaho, and there are 100 in the nation, and we were number 99. So we got in right under the radar before Dr. Ben Carson left as Secretary of HUD. So the purpose of an Envision Center, for those of you that don't know, is to help people reach self-sufficiency. And let me just, can you guys see that, or can you guys all see that?
Yes.
Clear, okay. It's a centralized hub. So the idea is to bring service providers under one roof, so that we're not sending people here and there and everywhere, because what happens in the process is we lose people. We give them a $25 gas card, then we send them out to Department of Labor, the food bank, and another direction, maybe for to get healthcare needs at Connexu Health. So the best time to help someone is when they're right in front of you. We know that. And what Jackie and I experienced during COVID is that we saw a lot of organizations, working in silos because we were forced to, but it became very apparent that if we're going to really turn the dial on the Alice population, right? And we're going to have to work together, and we're going to have to stop just with all the handouts and really come alongside people that want to change their life, want to get to some sort of sustainability of self-sufficiency. Then what we identified is that we are going to have to do things differently. So what we focus on: financial empowerment, educational advancement, health and wellness, and character and leadership. So everything we do falls in those 4 pillars. Any questions so far? Okay. So our partners, we work with, several agencies, all nonprofits. We work with foundations and donors, volunteers. We have our SPIN community, the Service Provider Information Network, and private industry. Our clients are anybody. We don't turn anyone away. So here's our new, you guys are like the first to see this. We're not, and when you hear about it, you'll understand why we're not gonna do a press release, because there's a risk that with something like this, that it could be seen as almost like, hey, it's a staycation for the weekend, we want a hotel voucher. And we all know that sometimes clients kind of work all angles and maybe work the system a little bit. And but what we see here is a real gap for the over 24-year-old, that age group of adults who find themselves either living in their car, or they're at risk of losing housing, or they've lost housing. So what we saw that we really need to have some sort of short-term solution. We work with a lot with Idaho Families. I serve on that board as well. And Idaho Families, they do kids, anybody 24 years and younger, and they help families, they help kids. It's kind of an alternative to the foster system, and to keep families together, to maybe the parents need to go to rehab, or there's one parent and something is going on, or they might be in jail for a while. And this is a whole support, they do a whole support system around an individual, around a family. So there's a host family, they live with a family. There's a friend, there's family friends that help the host family support. There's a medical professional, there's a counselor. It is a faith-based organization. So there's a pastor or someone to serve that family. It's a whole entire support system, and it is really successful. It's under the umbrella of an organization called Safe Families that when we started, I think they were in 35 states. And I'm not sure how many states right now. We've been up and going really only about 1.5 years. So Idaho Families has agreed to, we're changing our bylaws, we're changing our mission statement to fill this gap of adults who find themselves without housing, or just in trouble. And so Hotel to Hope is a program, our program, Community Resource and Vision Center's program. We will provide vouchers to someone, because we all get, I don't know, if you get calls, for some of you, I know St. Vincent de Paul's probably gets the gut punch calls in a snowstorm on a Friday afternoon. And up until now, we had nothing. So Jackie and Sarah do a great job of, turning over every single stone to find housing or something temporary for these situations. Well, now we'll be able to put them in a hotel for 2 or 3 days. A licensed counselor will talk to them, and we're going to find out, do they want to get out of this situation? We do a lot of in an assessment. How did you get here? Do you want to change? You know, do you want to get out of this situation? And that we're going to just take it from there. Or maybe it's somebody that needs a hotel for 2 days and then they're going to move or travel or go somewhere with a family member. Anyway, so for that reason, it's really an emergence for urgent housing. So we're not going to put this out there and go, hey, we got a hotel program. That's basically what the program is. You'll be hearing more about it, and it's just to fill that gap with an immediate, just an immediate intervention. And one of the things that we're doing is we've got 4 public use computers. We're subscribing to life skills courses. This is a sampling of what we're going to have that are going to be available to not just people in, you know, the Hotel to Hope program, but anyone. This is available to anyone who wants to come to the center and, you know, maybe do some classes on finance and, and this is only a sampling. There's hundreds of courses. There's hundreds of courses on family and just dealing with trauma, and we've selected some out of here that we think will be good for our clients. And so Mark, can you see where Bank On would kind of, it's going to fit in with this?
Yeah, definitely. A few of them.
But those are the 2 big things, Hotel to Hope, and then offering the life skills courses. This is all, remember, our whole purpose of being here is to help people get to self-sufficiency. And so 3 ways that people can use the Envision Center is get help, obviously, with Sarah or Jackie as resource specialists. Get Connected is our volunteer connect for nonprofits to use, kind of like a job board where they're searching for, you know, they need volunteers for certain situations. Then individual volunteers can sign up. It's like speed dating, like Match.com, but this is for nonprofits and volunteers. And Sarah is running that program for us. And then through our SPIN community, which Jackie has done such a fantastic job of really growing this program since we've been out here. We've been moved since May. This has been open since May. And we're bringing on new service providers, finding out new things about providers. And Jackie's done a really good job with that. And that's it. So if there's our website, the Volunteer Connect email, the SPIN email, and my personal email. So feel free to reach out. Anybody have any questions at all?
I do. Thanks so much for what you're doing. I've heard a little bit about it, and so it's fun to hear the more full picture, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about the classes. You mentioned something about you have a computer available, so it's kind of is it a self-paced, they can choose which one's of interest to them? Maybe you could just share a few more details about that.
Yeah. Actually, we will soon have 4 computers, public use computers. They'll call and schedule a time, and all the classes are only like 20 minutes, so they're real short. So they could come in and, they could schedule an hour and do 3 on finance or 3 on family, or, whatever they want. We will have volunteers as mentors too. But right now, when as Jackie and Sarah, lay out what we call a mindful action plan or a map for someone to take action, right? They'll work with them and kind of select some of the classes for them. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that's great. Wonderful resource.
So anybody else? Nope. That's all I got.
Thank you. Appreciate the insight and the information. Very helpful. So if anyone has other questions, I'm sure Jackie, Linus, and the rest of the team will be happy to address those or help out in any way they can. Let's switch gears. And so now we'll look to hear from each agency on either an update on their agency. Also, we like to hear wins, things that are going well, or maybe challenges. This platform and this group also does a great job of saying, hey, here's something I'm struggling with. And then it's really cool to see others speak to the topic and say, hey, have you considered this? Did you know of this? And so we're able to plug some holes through just the conversation of what resources are out there or what people are having success with. So there's real no order. It's just, volunteers. So who would like to start with an update? And the other thing I'll mention is if there's something that you'd like to see highlighted in the helps bulletin, this is a great opportunity to share that so we can make sure that that's in the helps bulletin that goes out to the Alice population. Who would like to kick it off?
I'll go ahead and kick it off. The new guy. I'm with Job Corps at NIC. My fancy name is workforce consultant, but I'm basically the recruiter. I try to bring the students in. We have a really great program where we pay for tuition. We provide weekly advising where we basically provide extra support for students who need it. We're a student support program. I know Job Corps, sometimes people think like maybe I've had students ask, what kind of jobs are you going to make me do? Well, we're not a corps that goes out and does jobs. We are a student support program to give you extra whatever you need on your way through your post-secondary education experience. And the students have access to any program that NIC offers, to include workforce training, adult education center if they need it, the career technical education, traditional associate's degree. We mostly serve the low income. So anyone who is on any kind of public assistance, to include free or reduced school lunches now or within the past 6 months, or food stamps or anything like that, they qualify for the program. And what they're going to get out of the program is 100% tuition. They're going to get the weekly life skills classes. They're going to get that weekly meeting with a case manager, which is the most important thing, because most college students get a semesterly meeting with a case manager. But so for these students, every week they meet with their case manager and they say, this is where things are going well. This is where things may not be going well. And they brainstorm ways to overcome those barriers to get their education to get to where they want to be. So it's a great support program for students who need it. And it's a great opportunity to get people into the career they want that may not actually have the opportunity. And I see Kathy's on here. Kathy, the GED program has been a great funnel for us so far. I love the fact that we're working with them, because what's great about that partnership is students come in, and we have a lot who just need to get their GED and get going. We get them in the adult education center at NIC, and the goal is, while they're in our program, to, okay, you got your GED, now what? hopefully move them on to another program at NIC where they can just continue on with their education. It just seems like such a natural transition, Kathy. And it's awesome that we get to work with you. And I'm also trying to establish more of a presence in the alternative high schools. I know we have a couple in the area that have been very open to just having me come in regularly and just talk to their kids, just develop relationships. So we're a year ago, I believe I'm on month 2 in this position, but I'm looking at the dates. A year ago, we had 0 students. Now we have 23 active students. We are about to become staffed case manager wise to have 50 active students, which is our cap. And the goal is to just have 50 students funneling through all the time. And then on the way out of the program, we don't just, they get their degree, they get whatever they're pursuing. On the way out of the program, we're going to stay in touch with them for a year. We're going to contact them, be like, hey, how's your job search going? How is everything? So we're going to actually stay in contact and transition them out of the program. And part of that too is career exploration, their job search. So they're done with the program, they got their degree, now they want to go on to a 4-year college. Now they've got their workforce training certificate. Now they want to go get a job. They've got their, whatever it is that they're after. We help them get in contact with employers, help them write a resume, help them do their cover letter, and just help them succeed, help them get to the point where they can have a sustainable career that they want. That's the idea of this program. And that's a quick overview, but I'm trying to blast it out there as much as I can because it's such a good program for a lot of these kids. And the reason I want to get more of a consistent presence in the schools, specifically the alternative high schools, is because just to build the relationships with the kids, not just give a presentation and then be gone and put it on them to contact me. So that's just a little bit of NIC Job Corps. We're about a year old, so it's new, and it's a new way that Job Corps is being done, and it's only being done in Idaho. And it's, instead of having people go live on a center and have a real structured, almost being confined to the center, what Idaho has done is the federal government gave Idaho permission to give it out to the community colleges and open up all the programs so students can have all the Job Corps benefits. So if this sounds like anything that anyone you work with would be a good candidate for, we would love your referrals. We work with all 5, or we service all 5 northern counties of Idaho. Zoom, we really prefer students come in person to our life skills classes and our case manager meeting. They just get so much more out of it in person, we feel like, but Zoom is an option. So for those that are a ways away, whether it be in the Silver Valley or whether it be up in Sandpoint or Bonners, Zoom is an option for these life skills classes and these case manager meetings. But ideally we prefer in person. So I know that was probably a lot in a very short amount of time. We have the Job Corps website, nic.edu/Job Corps. You can find my contact information there. You can go to the employee directory. It's email wtbavis@nic.edu and phone number 208-676-2014. We want your referrals. More importantly, we want the community to know about this program because our kids can benefit, the ones who need to benefit can benefit so much from it. So that's it. That's the job.
Will, could you put that contact info in the chat? And that way
Yes,
it'll be
absolutely.
in the recording.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, Will. Love your passion. Love the information. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
Great stuff. Who wants to go next after that?
I can jump
that
in.
is a tough act to follow. I will tell you that. Katie, is it okay if I go?
Yeah, naturally, Kathy, you should.
Wow, well, geez. So I am Kathy Albin. I am the director of the Adult Education Center at North Idaho College. Linus, I'm sorry I missed the first 10 minutes of your presentation, but I did have the opportunity to go up and visit CREC 2 weeks ago. Sarah, was it 2 weeks ago? And meet Sarah in person and see the center, and it is fabulous space up there. And Sarah was able to connect me with a community member from Clark Fork and Hope area who runs the food bank up there. And we, as I shared, I think on our last meeting, are really trying to look at outreach efforts for students who are needing their GED, but also adult education center students who maybe just need to bridge some skills gaps that they have. And we are seeing more and more college students that scored low in their ALEX assessment and are wanting to get into career and technical education programs. And we are able to help bridge those skills so that they can get those up to where they need to be to apply to specific CTE programs. We have a formal event set up for the Silver Valley on the 18th. That will be happening at the fire station in Kellogg. I can send that flyer out. And we've been doing some advertising there in the Valley. Historically has been the case that Lucky Friday and Hecla Mining Company would not hire employees without having their GED. And so connecting with Hecla and Lucky Friday to see how we can, help build a relationship there and get community members engaged and working in their GED so that they can become more employable. Invited Maggie Lyons and Judy Coe, one of her board members with Charity Reimagined, into our staff meeting yesterday. And they shared we are referring partner for Christmas for All. And those of you who know that connection, it's been really valuable for our students in all of these things that everybody's talking about. Lynn, is very much those wraparound services that you're hoping students that are needing housing or help with food insecurities or vehicle repairs. And Maggie came in and just presented how we can apply for funds through Charity Reimagined and Christmas for All. And if you haven't heard, it traditionally has been a kind of Christmas time, and they've restructured that. And now it's going to be year-round services because we know that cars don't just break down at Christmas time and people need childcare beyond December and January. And so it was really great to have her in with our staff of 14 talking about that process and what that looks like. And then again, we had our quarterly Idaho Department of Labor meeting early this week. Vicky's on the call. The days run together, as I'm sure they do for all of you. So I can't remember if it was yesterday or Tuesday, but a lot of great opportunities available there for apprenticeships. And we are seeing more and more students that are 16 and 17-year-old in our program. I will, on a personal note, tell you that my daughter Molly finished and completed her GED yesterday. So she just finished her 4th test. And as a parent, it was really hard. She's our youngest, and you have this vision of graduating high school and getting their senior pictures done. And she came to her dad and I this last spring and just said, Mom, I have missed a huge chunk with COVID going on. I don't feel connected to my classmates at Post Falls High School any longer. She's been out working, and she does this very well. She packaged it in such a way that she said, Mom, if you're now the director of the Adult Education Center and you believe in what you are offering to other students in the community, I feel like you need to give me a shot at that. So being a parent watching students go through this program, will tell you that I would put our students that are completing this program up against any high school graduate in this community. It is a very high caliber program. And when the test switched over in 2014, prior to that, I would have said, I don't know. I will tell you now that they are getting a fantastic education in our program. And I feel really confident about that on a parental level. So just sorry for the side note. I'm just really excited for her.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Thanks, Kathy.
Kathy, is that program just for Kootenai County?
For our Adult Education Center?
No, the Christmas for All program.
It is currently, Jackie, but we talked about this yesterday because I invited our staff members that are up in Boundary and Bonner County to participate in the meeting with Maggie yesterday. And the goal is that is going to move up into all, well, it's going to move to all 5 counties of North Idaho. They're just not there yet. So it is something that they are trying to be intentional about. And she's spectacular. I think she spoke at our Alice meeting, Mark, right? Maggie's been on.
Yes, we know Maggie, yes.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Who's next?
I'll go real quick. I have a couple things. One is that we're in full swing with the point in time count right now. I need volunteers this year because our volunteer base was primarily the Medical Reserve Corps, and they're still actively involved with COVID. So they're not sure they're going to be able to offer up like the 15 people that usually go. The point in time count, for anybody that's unaware, is the homeless census. Then it occurs in January of every year. It's like a 5-minute survey where you say, where did you sleep on the night of January 26th? And the count goes on for a week beyond that. Anybody that answers the survey gets a $5 McDonald's or Super One or Zips card. And I have some pretty mellow public places where surveys can be conducted that we've used in the past, being like the library, possibly the transfer station at, Riverstone. And if anybody has anybody that would be willing to volunteer and possibly do some of these surveys, please let me know. I'll put my email in the chat box. So that's one thing. If you do receive HUD funds, you're mandated to help out with this point in time count. It's like one of the criteria for it. So little thing there, a little intimidation statement. Warming Center will be open probably next week. I got the photographs this morning. They're doing the final tour. They've got all the bunk beds together. They've got the kitchen in line. They've got the bathrooms all cleaned up with new doors and stuff. So if you know of anybody that needs to be at the Warming Center, a homeless person that, even if they're living in their car and they just don't have the gas to keep running, heating their, place that they're living by turning on the engine. We do take a van every night. It leaves Father Bill's kitchen at 6:30. It is staffed. It is co-ed with 2 separate sleeping areas. And we put on our Facebook, the St. Vincent de Paul Facebook page every day, whether it's going to be open for the evening or not. And it will be open all day, Thanksgiving and overnight, Wednesday to Friday morning. And we'll be doing the holiday meal and everything for the homeless citizens of our community. And yeah, there was one other thing, but everybody's talked for a really long time, so I'll call it good.
Thanks, Donna. Who's next?
I'll go ahead and go. I was just going to say, with Early Head Start, we are back to doing in-person home visits, so that's very exciting. Yay. We definitely have room to enroll more. We are under enrolled, which is kind of with the majority of Head Starts right now. So again, we are a home-based program, so we do home visits, 90 minutes in the home. If that's too long, we obviously accommodate. Sometimes we can still do virtual visits, whatever is going to be best for the family and whatever the family's most comfortable with. And we enroll pregnancies and then children birth to age 3. So please send all the babies and toddlers and pregnancies our way, and we want to have them enrolled with us. They can be dual enrolled. So if they're also enrolled with like nurse family partnership or parents as teachers or eye care, they can still be enrolled with us. And it's just, more services, more people to support. And we also have new logo and new information. So if you guys need any rec cards, stickers, posters, let me know and we will get you all of our new stuff.
Awesome.
And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can go. This is Bev from CDAID. Just a little update. As most of you know, CDAID supports our hospitality workers in our community. 2021 has been a year of transition. We have certainly transitioned out of the acute COVID time, but it hasn't gone away, of course. And we've also transitioned in terms of leadership from all volunteer to some paid staff. We recently hired a marketing director / volunteer coordinator, which is an interesting job. But so now we have 1 full-time ED and 2 half-time employees. And that's also caused some transition on our board. So I would say our point of struggle right now is rebuilding a strong board. And so that's what we're working on right now. We have a fundraiser coming up on the 18th that we were very, very nervous about hosting because of COVID. But thank goodness the numbers have gone down and we only have 13 tickets left to sell. So that's a positive. But if people are aware of people in our community that want to serve on a board, we are open to interviewing them.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll go next. Lisa from Family Promise of North Idaho. We are still doing our homeless prevention, which I just kind of want to throw out what a good referral is because we're getting a lot of people that don't have the information. So you do need a 3-day pay or quit notice. You have to have an eviction notice in order to receive our funds. And most of my applicants have not had that. So I have like a whole bunch of money to give away and nobody to give it to. So we do help for more than 1 month. I think I've served 3 or 4 families and I've given out over $3,000. And that comes with case management and contact for a year. So it's pretty extensive and trying to help people become self-sufficient instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it. Best way to apply is for them to go to our website, which is familypromiseni.org. And there's a pop-up there to apply for rental assistance.
Awesome, thank you.
Chris, can I just ask a clarifying question to Lisa? Lisa, on the 3-day eviction, so can you just share what that looks like a little bit?
It's just basically any sort of eviction that's based on money. I've had people contact me with evictions that we can't help with. So it has to be evictions based on money. And I mean, not all landlords do the 3-day, but that's the most common. That's like, it's called a 3-day pay or quit. We just need proof that they're actually really in need. And it sucks because I would love to help people before they get to that point, but we need the documentation.
And Lisa, if I can follow up, is that just for rental help, but not for your 3-month program?
Yes, that's just the rental part. For our shelter, they would need to call into the office.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, I'd love to provide a little update about Love Inc. We really exist to engage the faith community with people in need. And we have some really exciting things happening. We finally launched our incentivized classes that really are designed to build. Sorry, I've got my baby here with me because I didn't know we were meeting this morning, so I apologize about that. But we're designed to build that capacity in people very similar to what's happening up in Sandpoint, the CREC. They're incentivized. So we're working on getting that on our website, but there are classes about faith and finance and managing money, getting out of ruts that you might be stuck in, boundaries, different things like that. So I would really love if you've got people that you want someone to walk alongside and mentor them and access to those classes, we'd love to connect. So they can just call our connection center. I'll put the number in the chat. Thanks.
Thanks, Katie. And if those of you didn't see Katie's answer to the question of the food that you would eat every day, it was ice cream, which is a solid answer. Other updates?
This is Carrie from United Way. Just wanted to remind everybody that we still have childcare scholarships available for families in 5 northern counties, school age or pre-K children. And then we also have reconvened the Early Care and Education Task Force, which we're now to be in alignment with kind of the statewide efforts happening is the Early Learning Collaborative. So if you have an interest or a passion for getting involved in this early learning work, we're welcoming new members, or you can share that information with others. This next phase with the addition of some pretty substantial investment from the governor's office as well as health and welfare, we're able to implement those strategic plans that we built last year. And so the exciting thing is we have resources now, which doesn't happen often in early care. So if you're interested, please get in touch and we'd love to have you or someone that you know, maybe it's a parent, a child care provider, business leader,
really, we want this to be as broad as possible, and there's a lot of opportunities to get involved in these different areas. So reach out and I'd love to chat with you more.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else?
I'll go. This is Vicki, the Director at Workforce Training for North Idaho College, and I'll kind of just tack on to what Kathy and Will talked about. We are the non-credit arm of the college. Some of you I have not met on this call, so it's nice to see new faces. We provide anything from the traditional apprenticeships that you hear about, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, to health careers in the CNA, some of the safety occupations like EMT and firefighting, and then the trades, welding, construction. We're starting up some construction apprenticeships next spring for like residential type building and heavy equipment operation. We also want to make sure that since there's a 90,000 trucker shortage nationwide, that everyone knows we have a CDL program, and the more people we can get into that occupation, the faster we will get our Christmas presents. So super important to try to push folks in that direction. It's going to be a long-term shortage, I have no doubt, but what we really want to make sure is that everyone stays engaged with all the partners on the call to understand where all the resources are, to have to find assistance for people to get help paying for that type of training or any type of training. I'm going to put a link in the chat that just shows for workforce training, we have a payment options and funding assistance information page, and that lists resources such as our scholarships, Idaho Launch, if you're not familiar with that, because those are ways that individuals can help get the training paid for. And it sounds like there's other resources even on this call that can assist with that. Department of Labor is one of those with their Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. So please feel free to reach out if you're ever working with a participant that's having trouble upgrading their skills or getting into a new occupation and finding a way to get the assistance to do so. Thank you.
Thanks, Vicki. Okay, last call for updates, successes, challenges, any of those. Okay. Mark, I always like to give you the last opportunity to chime in with an update or a few thoughts.
I just appreciate everyone and everything that you do in the community. It's always amazing to hear the great resources that are available, and we're happy to have a mechanism to share that with the community. So thank you for being here, and please do share with other nonprofits, especially as we get outside of Coeur d'Alene. I think this Zoom option will likely continue. It's been great to have Sandpoint represented, so thank you, Jackie and Linus and Sarah, for being here. And hopefully we'll keep growing that. As far as United Way, Carrie always represents us well, so I don't need to add anything to that.
Awesome, thanks, Mark. Yeah, and I'll just springboard off of what Mark said. It's great that we've been able to grow the group. I love seeing the new faces in this group as well. So my challenge each of you is to look at your contact lists, and we would love to get better representation of the 5 northern counties, or more representation of the 5 northern counties. So look at your contacts, invite people to this meeting. Mark, myself, Carrie are all happy to have conversations if people need a better understanding of Alice and what we do and what we're here for. But again, yeah, thank you everybody for the call, the information. After we get off the call, if you think of something else that you'd like to have highlighted in the helps bulletin, send that my way and I'll make sure to get that in there. And then again, my ask is that we all share the helps bulletin and get that out to your contacts and those that could need those resources. So thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy the additional 6 minutes you get in your day. So thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks all.